All right, welcome back to the Spot the Ball podcast. It's your undefeated champ, Ron Wells,
It's your boy Willie Love the Third.
coming to you live from the MyBillReview.com studios. MyBillReview.com saves you money on all your essential services needs. Give them a call, 561-281-6099. You need home security. You need identity protection during the tax season. Give them a call, 561-281-6099. All right, so we're back. Let's start off with the hot button issues, which is the NFL playoffs, where your boy went undefeated this week. Willie ain't do too bad. He went 3-4.
And I mean, listen, I had to. You know my reason why I went with them boys, but it is what it is.
All right, so we're gonna hop into the one that differentiated us a little bit, right? So Bills and Bengals, right? That's the game where we went different ways, and it is what it is. So my reason was because Josh Allen do Josh Allen things, and Josh Allen did Josh Allen things in this game, but remarkably more so than anything else. And I think because of what happened with Damar Hamlin, the game stopped, so you really didn't get to see a preview of this game. What you got to see this time is they got dominated in all three phases, like real time. Special teams. They got dominated in the field position game, the hidden yardage. They got dominated in. QB play, of course, went towards Burrow's way. Burrow was just hitting at all cylinders, to be honest with you. And then you go on the defensive side of the ball, and offensive line and defensive line, both trenches were dominated by the Bengals. That was one thing you really didn't see, because people were joking around like, hey, bring back Andrew Whitworth. You can start him at tackle, all this other stuff. They got this third-string guard from Clemson who was a starter at Clemson his whole career protecting Trevor Lawrence, but he couldn't get on the field with the Bengals until he started left tackle this week, and Carmen was dominant, bro. Like, without the Bills had acquired Von Miller, and Von Miller, of course, got hurt. He couldn't come back. And it showed why they acquired Von Miller, but none of those guys up front, these are highly draft pick guys. Like, you're talking about Gregory Rousseau, you're talking about the defensive tackle from University of Houston. I can't remember his name right now. I
was just about to say
Ed Oliver. And then their other defensive tackle and defensive lineman, all of those guys are highly drafted guys. Edmonds is a first-round pick. Their linebacker, Milano's a second-round pick. Milano's their best player on their defense. He played great. All the other guys, they were just other guys. And then you just saw how they really did miss Damar Hamlin, because he was their backup safety. But they didn't have their starting safety. They didn't have their backup safety. They were down to third and fourth string guys by the time you depleted down the safety position. Tre'Davious White, he ain't back yet. Next year he probably will be, hopefully, but he looked awful. Elam looked okay during this matchup, but outside of that defense that played somewhat well this year didn't look like the defense that we thought we were going to see in this game. People really thought that offensive line by Cincy was going to get beat up and mashed up, and they imposed their will more than any other offensive line this round of the playoffs outside of maybe the Eagles versus the Giants. Like you saw all these games, and they were getting bullied. Am I missing something here? Jesus, Marion Joseph, and of course Joe Burrow, Joe Cool, Joe Shiesty.
Yeah, there it is.
No, Joe. Look, as much as we're gonna talk about the matchups this coming weekend, like, I picked them because of Joe and Mick, Joe Burrow and Joe Mixon, the two Joes. And the two Joes came out and knocked them boys' heads in. Oh, man. They put them boys between the couch and let them get up.
That is terrible.
They woke them up. So that's my take on it, man. What about you?
I mean, coming into it, like we said, man, it was going to be a matchup where we seen one team had to come out strong because they had lackluster performances in the Super Wild Card round. So who was going to be that team that was like, yeah, we're going to oppose our will? I went with the Bills, and I was terribly wrong. You know what I mean? So it's like, Cincinnati, they got disrespect again because of the offensive line all year. They went out and had those signings to supposedly beef up the offensive line. We got new security guards and we're gonna protect you. And they weren't protected, so they got a whole bunch of slack all year for that reason. But we knew that offense is special with Joe Mixon, with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler. But like that offense is special. Gate that, score a lot of points at will because they have the offense. Then they have a very great defense. So it's like, I'm going to get them the edge experience-wise, what we've seen throughout the year, and it's like completeness. I went with Buffalo. Again, it's the playoffs. You take one bad day and you're gone. Ain't no second chances. So you don't have your best. It's a wrap. And since he came out with something to prove, and now we see I was about to transition, but since he came out with a point to prove, and we'll go into the next round soon, because I was about to literally transition to that matchup, but that was what it was. And then on the other side of it, in the AFC, you had Kansas City and the Jaguars. And Jaguars played a great game.
Oh, no, they definitely did.
The point spread we said that 9.5 was too much.
And we did.
In my opinion, it was Jacksonville time to take over that game when Mahomes went out. When it was 10-7, you had to take care of business. I'm not going to sit here and say Henny is a bad quarterback. It's really the system. That's offense is a system. You can't mess up. They call great plays to put you in position to make the plays, and you can't mess it up. So when Henny comes in, even though he has great experience, and he has won games for the Chiefs in prior history, at that time as a team, no matter who you are, if that guy that's getting half a bill goes out, you have to take control of the game, because in my opinion, if he comes back, when he comes back, there's nothing for you. So they, that 10-7, that was their window, and they missed their window. Even though they kept it close, 27-20. They kept it close, I get it. But that window, which was a small window, was the window you needed to go and take control of that game and try to go up at least 10 and give yourself a chance, because we knew Mahomes was coming back. He already missed the game probably 2 years prior when they was in Cleveland, where he went out the game, I should say.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing that again. You saw how he was on the sideline. He wasn't standing out for long. So Jacksonville, you played a great game, and not much, I don't want to say not much, but a lot of people probably didn't give you a chance. You probably didn't get the chance that you deserve just because it's the names, right? Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Bieniemy, like the names. We're not even talking about a whole bunch of players. We're talking about a quarterback and two offensive-minded coaches.
Very much so.
And we're not giving you the credit because, it's still important offense. And it's the Jacksonville Jaguars that went 9-8 and won a bad division. You weren't getting the credit. But you played a great game the first round, Super Wild Card, and you still played a great game. And that's a lot for Jacksonville to hang their hats on and come back into next year and be excited about.
And one thing about it is, and with Jacksonville, we can talk about them when it comes to drafting and things like that in the offseason, because that's where we really are going to flourish. We keep telling y'all the offseason's coming, coming. And you see how we're giving you it in the college football ranks, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But with this game, it was the tale of a team that's been here so many times and a team that just got here.
Exactly.
Because what do we always say about the NFL? The margin of talent is not that huge.
It's not that wide.
When you go back and look at football scores, you're not going to see more than 5 games where a team won more than 17 points in a season. I'm talking about not individual teams, globally, all games combined. It's more, I want to say less than 5 to 10 games globally that have been won by more than 17 points. In college football, that's a weekend. Yeah. So the talent gap is the best of the best of the best. And what they always say, the old adage is, a lot of teams lose more games than a lot of teams actually win them. And no offense to the Jags at all. Great game, great season, how they played. But you get back to that window that you're talking about, that window where Mahomes went out, the Jags were still outscored by the Chiefs. Chad Henne scored a touchdown. They scored a field goal.
He scored it quick.
He scored it quick. And what made it so bad was he made a completion, and Pacheco bounces off to the outside on a run and hits up the sideline, and there you go. They throwing a 1 yard touchdown pass.
I saw something on Twitter. It was like, I just knew he was making that.
Me and my dad, and these old heads call it head and booty. You know how you see a little player who head back. You don't even see his name play because he's so tiny. That was Pacheco in that particular play. And where it comes down to is this, right? Andy Reid and even Doug Peterson, who is a disciple of Andy Reid, not taking anything away from Doug Peterson. Andy Reid will swallow his pride and start a 7th round pick over a running back he drafted in the 1st round. Pacheco was 7th round pick. He's starting a running back that Pacheco in the 7th round over Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who 2 years ago, after winning a Super Bowl, he picked at the end of the 1st.
And I haven't followed them like that running back wise this year. I knew that Clyde Edwards-Helaire was not healthy, but he had Ronald Jones.
Yeah, he did. He does not care.
And he got Jared McKinnon and Pacheco.
Yeah, and McKinnon's a captain now. That's how you understand. He will humble himself. He was like, yo, look, you ain't it. I'm a cut bait. It is what it is. McKinnon's bounced around the league. He was the backup running back in Minnesota. He was the backup running back in San Francisco. He came out of Georgia Tech. Like, these players that are unsung who are getting opportunities. Alan Lazard catches a touchdown pass. Aaron Rodgers said he wasn't good enough for him. Like, this is what great coaching is, and consistent coaching. And now Andy Reid it's like 100 wins to 5 losses after a bye week again. And there's a reason why. But Doug Peterson has the Jags on the right track. Unfortunately, these results aren't transferable to the next season. So you're going to have to see if these now second-year players like Etienne and like Trevor Lawrence, and see if these guys, Walker Little, your left tackle, can stay healthy and continue to build on this. See if Walker, your number 1 overall pick last year, can go ahead and make that next leap. Because he got handled this game. I don't think I heard his name once. Did you hear his name once? Did you see him make a sack? And that's the thing about being a rookie on the defensive line.
I missed it.
Yeah. That's the thing about being a rookie on the defensive line. But the Jags have a nice setup. Now, the hardest leap to make, just like in college football, is going from being a double-digit win team or being a team that made the playoffs your first time and going to, hey, let's go and win the division and let's see if we can get a bye week, or let's see if we can be one of those higher seeds so we ain't got to see the Chiefs into the AFC title game. That's the hardest leap to make. It's not the leap from that part to being a champion. That's inches. A game, like you said, a bad game here, like Cincinnati and Buffalo, that is like an AFC title matchup. Like, we're going to get it again with with what's coming up now that we know that the Chiefs have won this game and it's going to be Bengals and Chiefs. But we're going to get it again because Buffalo's already been there. They're just trying to make that small little leap to Super Bowl and being a Super Bowl champion. You're already a Super Bowl contender. It's not that big of a gap. But the gap to being where those teams are to where the Jags are, we see them people rotate every year. 5 new teams make the playoffs every year without fail.
That's a few that's consistent every year in, year out. There's a few.
The only ones that make the playoffs consistently are either teams with these great quarterbacks or the Steelers every other year, because they ain't gonna go under 500. Not with Mike Tomlin. They in the playoffs every other year. That is the constant in the NFL. I'm not like, and when we were talking about with the Bengals game, another thing about the AFC North, I discount every bleeping game the AFC North plays against each other because they play so differently out of division because they get to beat up on each other in division. You can't play that style all year long. You see Lamar versus the Bills, the Jets, the Chiefs, whatever. It's a different Lamar Jackson than playing in his division.
With the Bengals.
He got to run the ball more. He got to
Browns, yeah.
He's like, Lamar can't throw. Lamar can't throw for 8 games this season. Lamar can't throw. And all of a sudden, you get out of that, and he's a 300-yard passer because that division is so black and blue. The AFC North is black and blue. But what it is, without fail, it's black and blue. Now let's bounce to the NFC side real quick. NFC, the most anticlimactic game, but we knew it, was the Eagles and the Giants. I told these people, look, I all respect to the Giants. We gave them their respect all year. We were one of the first podcasts be like, yo, what the Giants are doing?
I don't know how they doing it.
I don't know how they doing it, but they doing it. You know, Saquon doing a little thing. You know,
it was baggy.
Baggy. Daniel Jones doing this thing. You know, he's not turning the ball over. The O-line seems to be okay-ish. The defense seems to be getting it right. And then they face it off against the Eagles, and one of their former players, Bradbury, who they didn't want to pay last year, goes off and shows you who Daniel Jones really is again. And it's the quandary that the Giants are going to be in, because it don't make sense to talk about the game. It was so dominant. Like, when we said the Eagles have 2 Hall of Fame offensive linemen, that's all they talked about during that doggone telecast. And I don't listen to telecasts often, but my homeboys texted me. They're like, man, they keep talking about these Hall of Famers you be talking about in your podcast. Kelsey and Lane Johnson. I'm like, and they keep talking about this other guy, Simile or whatever his name. I'm like, yeah, I hear you. I know this. So when you're talking about, hey, why is Jalen Hurts better than someone like Tua or somebody like this? I'm like, he got 3 Hall of Famers potentially blocking for him.
He ain't hitting the dirt.
He ain't hitting the dirt. As long as Lane Johnson and Kelsey, not Travis Kelsey, Jason Kelsey is healthy, the Eagles will go to the Super Bowl. Or they'll go to the playoffs. No problem. They stay healthy for 13 games or more, they go into the playoffs. And then you got the Eagles with 70 sacks this year. That's double the second place team. And then they lead the league in turnovers. Turnovers is something that you can't take from year to year. But in that year, it's hot. like you can take it from game to game. You can't turn the calendar and produce turnovers, but you can produce turnovers in that same year. And when you're this dominant with turnovers, they won the turnover by 3-0. AFC North. I mean NFC East. Like, it was a bad day when you finally saw the Eagles have Jalen Hurts out there.
Let's move on. I'm not even gonna get into it. You hit the hammer on the nail. Let's move on.
They the hammer.
The Giants was the nail, and they split it. They had to get another one and split them again.
Oh, man.
Listen,
I'm gonna let you jump to that Cowboys game because
I'm gonna let you have it too. I'm not gonna be candid with you. I was in a revival Sunday night, so I didn't really get to much see it. Like, I didn't get really much like a real deep understand everything. Revival started at 6:30.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you remember how we said it would play out where it might be closer to what everybody think?
Mm-hmm.
It was closer than everybody thought.
And I saw. I did see the alert that, but he still missed PATs.
Okay. The Cowboys. Okay, the kicker missing the PAT. He got blocked, but it was gonna be missed.
Mm-hmm.
But it was lucky that it got blocked because it got him in his headspace like this one was blocked. I can't. And he made every single field goal thereafter.
After that, okay.
Field goal he made. But here's the kicker behind all of that. No pun intended. They ain't score another touchdown after that.
Yeah.
Dak threw 2 books, and they scored off of 2 books.
Okay.
That's the game.
I've not seen the Dallas Cowboys actual Twitter page make a post about it.
Oh my gosh.
That's the third, but
that defense from Dallas, DeMarcus Lawrence reminded people why he's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Parsons played a really, really good game. He made somebody go parallel. He did that wrong arm that Reggie White dude, turned that dude like that. He was in the air, feet was parallel without being on the ground.
I would say, so my coach would be asking this, how did that offensive line, offense in general, fare to the Cowboys defense?
It didn't do well at all.
Mm.
And the reason why they finally won the game is because Dallas was on the field for too long. Dak lost them boys this game. And there's no other way to say it. Pollard exited the game with a broken ankle. Okay. And from then on out, he threw a book right after Pollard got injured. And they were in the red zone, bro. They were in the red zone. The kicker was finally right. And they did that. And then they had a 4th and 5 in between the 40s. And in a game like this, and your defense is playing that well, you gotta go for it. And Dallas played so conservatively, like that was Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy didn't play well at all. Dallas's defense, honestly, should have an opportunity to punch Dak in the face, each and every one of them, because they played that well. Them boys were on the field so long in the second half Dallas scored a field goal in the second half. That's the LA game. Meanwhile, the 49ers get, 2 field goals in the second half. Meanwhile, the 49ers get a touchdown and a field goal. And that's your game.
What, 19-12 was the score, correct?
19-12.
Because it was 9-6 at halftime, right?
Yep. Dak threw 2 books that ended up being scores. He lost them this game. And he's getting paid $200 million. And they can't move off of him. And there's no reason to move off of McCarthy. There's no reason to move off your OC, Kellen Moore. If Kellen Moore moves on, it's because he's becoming a head coach. But McCarthy ain't the reason why they lost this game. Dalton Schultz, the tight end's not staying in bounds to catch the ball and going out of bounds. He's not the reason. Y'all weren't going to score. Dak wasn't playing well at all. I want to be racial, but he the black Ryan Tannehill. If any Dolphins fan has watched Ryan Tannehill play, and that is the comp. Ryan Tannehill had a problem hitting players in stride, hitting players where the ball is supposed to go. Dak threw it behind players on drag routes a ton. He threw it behind the player. That's why both those interceptions happened. He missed the mark. He didn't miss the target. He missed the mark. And then he had opportunities where he went deep against the wrong players. Like you got CeeDee Lamb, who's obviously a playmaker, so he's locked on him, right? He's throwing a seam against Tampa too, but you got big game Fred in the middle in your Tampa too. It's like throwing against Derrick Brooks. Like, what are you doing when you got Zeke underneath? You need 5 yards for the first down. Zeke is 6 yards up the field on guard because Fred wanted those bail technique to go guard CeeDee Lamb in the seam. And then he had another seam route on the opposite side that wasn't being guarded by big game Fred because he was like, he going to CD.
And that Tampa was like, that middle is like, for some reason, it's always open.
It's open unless you only got, if you bail,
it's even
you
worse.
only got one person you can guard. You can't guard both.
And like some of them boys, you smart. Somebody just always find that middle in that Tampa too. Like you find
he missed so much. It was such a Ryan Tannehill type performance. I haven't been watching the Cowboys closely like that this year, but people kept bagging on Dak. I'm like, man, just threw for 5,000 yards again. What you all talking about?
Yeah, you seen like.
And then I just saw it and I was like, oh my bleeping God.
Okay, so I mean, to go forward, then we got Philly and the 49ers, man. So that's a matchup, and
it's two bullies.
Yeah, and I wanted to pose a question, and I was trying to figure out, like, in my mind, what's even my take? Because it's like, we want to talk about defense, and we talk about a Philly defense that you said had 70 sacks and lead the turnover differential, and we've seen how for the 49ers played against the Cowboys, but it's a different team. And I don't know if the 49ers will go out and have a similar performance, even with Philly being that dominant on defense, too. So I'm trying to see where you at with it.
Oh, I'm Philly.
You Philly all the way?
Look, it's not after seeing Philly against the Giants. It's seeing Philly getting back on track, handling the bye week properly. Sirianni, everybody who bagged on that coach when he got hired because he couldn't make it through a press conference, the Colin Cowherds of the world, the Skip Bayless, whoever.
Skip Bayless a clown.
But Skip Bayless was right about Jalen Hurts.
Nah, you seen that video of Skip Bayless on Twitter waiting in the hallway while the video was going to go, I guess, be upset with the Cowboys and with the jersey.
Oh, no, he always does that.
And man, look, if I'm looking at the door, this man, you see the jersey just like
he's so old, though. But no, he was right about Jalen Hurts. If nothing else, he was right about that. I got to give him his props when he's right. He a lot of times wrong, but about Jalen Hurts, he was right. And what makes it, okay, Nick Sirianni had the testicular fortitude to sit Wentz, to go with Jalen Hurts and let Jalen Hurts go through some growing pains. And when he finally handed it all over to Jalen Hurts last year, October, Jalen Hurts has lost 3 games since last year, October. Not 2022 October, 2021 October. 3 starts he's only lost in that time frame. Jalen Hurts with 2 Hall of Fame offensive linemen and the top offensive lineman in the league, period, like the group, versus the best D-line in the league. But your D-line is the second best. And you have the best offensive lineman in the league with Trent Williams, but you ain't got the best line. You just saw Michael Parsons turn that right tackle into a sleeper hole. I mean, oh my gosh, it was so bad, bro.
Tombstone.
He blocking like this, and then he got wrong arm. He looked like this. He went sideways, panoramic view.
Not portrait mode.
Oh, portrait mode, boy. Portrait mode.
So I'm gonna listen. I was thinking about it, and I was leaning 49 this way. But in homage to you, what you sent me at 5 o'clock this morning before I got up for school. Not so fast, my friend.
I almost wore the shirt too.
This man sent me a picture of a not so fast shirt at like 5:30 in the morning. I had to be up at 6. So I'm up like, this man will whoop me up for a not so fast shirt. But I thought about it. I'm gonna go Philly.
All right.
I'm gonna go Philly.
Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but
boy, I'm not just looking at it, bro. Like, I'm a stat guy, bro. 70 sacks, leading the turnover game, and based off of your, description of what happened, I like defense. Mm-hmm. So I gotta go with the defense. I have to.
Both of them have really great defense.
But if I'm not, if you still played terrible last week, and statistically Dallas ain't doing as much as Philly did. No, God, no, I can't do it. Not in good conscience. I wanted to go with the 49ers. I wanted to.
The only reason why Dallas looks good against Philly is that division thing. They're not afraid of them. It's like the Dolphins playing the Bills. They ain't afraid of them. So you just have a familiarity complex to it. Mm. But yeah, man, it's gonna be fun though. I'm gonna enjoy watching that game.
It's getting it's two little games, so it's disagree. So we'll see if we disagree up here in the AFC. Now we transition into it. So I think we are going to disagree at this juncture because I think the team he's going to pick was his pick to go to the Super Bowl this year. I think you picked Kansas City to go to the Super Bowl this year. Am I correct?
I did.
So he is going to go with Kansas City, right? Yes, because your pick has to stay alive. No matter how much you want to torment and bet on it, he got to stay with his pick, right?
It's not even that. I still think Kansas City can do it. It's nothing against Joe Burrow. Gosh, please understand. It was hard for me to make the pick of the Chiefs, but I just had a good feeling about it from when we first did our podcast back in last week of October, beginning of September. Well, we made these picks. The problem was on the NFC side, I couldn't decide between the two teams that's in it right now. So 3 of my 4 that made it, or 4 of 4 that made it, actually. But guaranteed, I had the AFC and NFC championship game on lock. And I'm rolling with the teams that I picked to make it through.
Well, I disagree with you.
Yo, I love Joe Shiesty.
I gotta go with it. I mean, I feel like
the injury's gonna play a role in this game.
And it just might. But at the same time, too, it's like I say I'm a defensive guy, but in this game you gotta go offense. And I'm not sitting here to say the Bengals offense is more potent than Kansas City. Don't get me on record saying that because I'm not saying it at all. But if I'm looking at dynamicness, just in general, I have to give the edge to Cincinnati.
I give you that.
I have to. If I'm giving the edge to a complete back, I'm giving it to Mixon. Mm-hmm. I give Pacheco Shifty, Speedy. I give you that. I got to give Kansas City the edge at the quarterback. I have to. So Kansas City got the quarterback. I'm giving Cincinnati the running back. The receiver room, I'm going to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I'm going to Cincinnati. I'm talking about you have 3 dogs. You have 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit here and say Kansas City can't cover them because they just might as well can. They apparently shut Stephon Diggs down.
I mean, Kansas City did a nice job against the Jags, too. It's just, look, everything you're saying is right on point. If we're going roster for roster,
you got to go with Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's top 10 players versus the Chiefs' top 10 players, it's a landslide. The difference for me
is that we don't talk about a lot.
Yeah, the difference with me is that people know that Kelsey's getting the ball, and it don't matter. It don't matter.
I don't think Cincy's gonna have the linebackers to stop that,
or even the safety help. They went to Kelsey 17 times. He had 14 catches.
And I don't want to go with the Cincinnati just because I'm starting to want to go and see Eli Apple just to see him like this, bro.
Shut up. No, but he had a good game.
I don't care. Shut up and play, bro. Just play. He's like the Pat Bev of the NFL. Shut up and play.
He ain't good enough to talk as much as you.
Stop it. You was burnt toast in the Super Bowl last year, man.
He was burnt toast a lot this year.
Bro,
like, he was burnt toast in the last game.
So Cancun in 3. Like, bro, relax. LeBron say, look, you just home up there. Bro, you want to talk to me. Bro, you got to relax. You poking the bear. You want to, why you say you poking the bear? Because you ain't talking Kansas City. You smart. You are smart. But I can recant that later in the week because he just liable to just say something stupid.
Yeah.
But you gotta hush. You gotta hush. I don't know. Like, just I want to go with Cincy, man.
I don't begrudge you as much as I did last week with the picks that we made. Look,
it was only one pick.
I know, but that one pick we were really on the other side of them now.
We only one pick.
Yo, I was like, they giving me 6 points. That's free money.
Hey, we just want to look. We gotta disagree. We like to disagree, just for the sake of the show, man.
But this one, I don't think we're doing disagreement for the sake of the show. I think that we firm in our stance on this one. We're firm in our stance on it, and we have really good reasons. I'm not knocking your reasons at all.
Yo, you solid over there.
You know what? How about this, Cincinnati? I'm not disrespecting you because I'm saying y'all winning the Super Bowl next year. How about that? But they are really just like
they there, man.
They are there. They are so there that it may be a free agent or a draft pick that just one player. One play.
I wanted to say this earlier, and I didn't get to it. Like, especially when you speak on Von Miller, it's crazy. If it's free agency, you think about it. Think about the Von Miller impact and how he impacted the Bills early in the year.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go back to it's only one other person I can say that changed the trajectory of a team, just like that, and that's Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
When he got traded to Chicago,
he changed that team, and he changed it again with the Chargers too. He got them into the playoffs, but they couldn't get over the hump.
I ain't like Chicago. It seemed like it when he got traded to Chicago. Man, it just
And we made the playoffs 2 out of 4 years.
He did my dog Tristan Wirfs dirty his rookie year. That boy suplex Tristan Wirfs his rookie year, and after that, Tristan Wirfs have been a dog. So Khalil, we thank you. Mm-hmm. We thank you. But not Khalil Mack's the only other person I can say in my lifetime that I've seen go to a team and single-handedly change the trajectory of the team. Now, if I'm wrong with another player or multiple other players that did it, you please tell me because you got more football than I do. But that's the only person that I know of.
Because when you think about it, when Von
Miller besides non-quarterback, let's say that.
Non-quarterback. But when Von Miller hit the Rams, it took Von Miller and Jalen to make that Rams thing go. It took Von Miller again to go to the Bills. That first few weeks of the season, they were unstoppable. But again, it's just like teams can be, like I said, that leap from being contender to Super Bowl champ, it only takes one roster move, really. And just injury luck and one roster move, and you can get it.
Pliability.
Yeah, my gosh.
Pliability.
Because that boy, look, Mahomes he playing angry. He ain't playing entitled.
That boy got something to prove. They weren't not last year. They weren't supposed to lose that game.
No, they weren't.
They messed themselves up. Mahomes had a meltdown in the second half.
Yeah.
They weren't supposed to lose that game. Mahomes don't have that meltdown in the second half. We got an LA and Kansas City Super Bowl matchup. They weren't supposed to lose. Because they was cooking Cincinnati first half. They was cooking them boys.
Yeah, man.
And it just seemed like, oh my, what adjustments did Cincinnati make in halftime? And they came out, book, first drive, book. I'm like, yo, Patty Mahomes. I wasn't supposed to lose this game. It's again, it's two hidden things in the NFL that causes wins and losses. Execution. Mm-hmm. That's talking about execution, play calling wise and penalty wise. Then it's also coaching. We don't talk about those two things like we want to talk about the players. No, it's also coaching. Is your coach putting your team in position? That's why Kansas City, no matter what they have or who they have, that offense forever puts them in position to be great, no matter who's throwing the ball. Talk to Chad Henne about that. So,
because Chad Henne, they weren't stopping him. And this is the thing about the Chiefs that has me putting them over the hump. Like you said, they weren't supposed to lose that game. And you just see I hate to use these terms, but for once it's being applied to somebody of, our descent. Patrick Mahomes is playing very angry and very intentional and that fiery spirit that they talk about. He is a man on a mission. And that whole I'm standing and watch the confetti thing, Mahomes ain't do that. He went back to the locker room and tore it up. That man is playing mad.
Boy,
his brother ain't tweeting. His wife ain't tweeting. Nobody's doing nothing. That man is looking to win Super Bowls and nothing else. And he's like, he's just doing it. He's doing it with a different fervor that is not an entitlement thing. He's used to making this round. Yeah. He ain't been a season he ain't made this round.
Just consistently winning in this round.
Yeah, in the Super Bowl thing with the Bucks, he was hurt. He kind of could brush that off and shrug it off. He got back to the AFC title game last year, and like you said, he melted down a bit. For the first time, we saw a chink in that armor that we had never really seen, because he didn't throw books against Tampa like that. I think he threw one interception in that Super Bowl. That was at the end, or two.
No, I'll do the
the Whitfield. Yeah. But I think he threw one interception in that game, but that wasn't even his fault. And it was at the end. It was like that Hail Mary towards the end zone type of thing. But the way that ball found somebody's hands from his team when he was falling flat.
Last year he definitely amazing last year. I have no line to get around. You couldn't. It is what it is. We won. That's all that matters.
You look.
It won. That's all.
I'm not saying the winner of this game wins the Super Bowl, but I'm saying
they got a good chance.
They got the best chance out of all four of these teams. Now moving on to the NFC, right? San Francisco, Philly. We went over there. Oh, we already went over there.
Yeah, we gotta go to college. You want to give a double back?
No.
We gotta go to college football.
Oh gosh, let's go. All right, so the first one of the week is the one that everybody's kind of been talking about, and that's that Ed Reed story. Him basically being stripped of head coaching duties from Bethune-Cookman. I tend to lean on his side. Cookman put out a statement saying that he wasn't accepting the position or he was stepping down.
He was
withdrawing his name from consideration. Got it. And Ed Reed, this all started about 2 weeks ago, where he said, "Hey, I understand what Deion was talking about some things around here. It's a broken mentality, this, that, and the third." And then he went on to elaborate because he was getting cooked on Twitter. And he said something simple as,
"I'm not how my nuts."
His contract's not signed, wasn't prepared. And then on top of that, too, when he came to his office, it was trash.
Dirty, disrespectful.
And he had to clean up fields so that his team could practice. Now, on Twitter, you have people talking about, they just went through a hurricane, right? Well, the hurricane that they're talking about happened late October, early November, which was more than 120 days away from the time he showed up. And I don't think cleaning the inside of an office was that. But people made this dissertation on Twitter about the underfunding of this. And I don't think a janitor costs for $12 an hour, if I'm not mistaken, right? 15, 12, what is it? Something around there. So you can pick up trash. But his team is going around, not his team like his entourage. No, his football team that he's not even being paid to coach yet is going around campus cleaning up the campus.
They said they would do it every Sunday.
And he's inspiring change, being a change agent, but vocalizing it, and now that he can't be your head coach. Now I'm going to let you go from there because that was the background of it.
No, I'm set. And I graduated from the illustrious Bethune-Cookman University. I did. And I'm on the side of Ed Reed because I'm going to tell you like this. My senior year, we protested some of these very similar things. We sat out there 2 days. I ain't go to classes. A lot of us ain't go to classes for 2 days protesting because the first day we got called into the board of trustees, little meeting room, all that. They told us one thing and then go try to backdoor us later on in the day to another thing. Oh, that's how we doing? Oh, bet. We out there a second day. We did this. Voice not heard as students. Even before I got there as a student, way back in 2012, it's the same similar issues that even older alumnus and alumni was protesting or talking about, and it's not happening. But then you have a person of power get to that point, and I can get with you with the social media rants. It could have been done a little differently. That's cool, but at the same time, do your research on who you're hiring. He has an interview when he's talking about his own teammates in the locker room with trash, taking off wrist tape, ankle tape, and just throwing it on the floor when the trash can is right there. And he's getting on the man. He's picking up their wrist tape and all this stuff, dirty towels. So the team janitors or cleaners don't have to do it. This is the person he is. More so like a sad cleanliness next to godliness. You know, so that's him, who he is. He don't like the mess. He don't like the junkiness. And so not being paid, not having a contract done, coming to a dirty office, cleaning up the campus that should have been cleaned up. I'm not hearing no hurricane. We just happened because we cut the grass every week. We cutting grass every week. Now y'all making sure at the HBCU, if anything, the grass cut every week. So if you have a maintenance to cut grass, where's the maintenance to clean up? If it's tree limbs and all this stuff behind his office. When is that coming to clean that up? So now we all on social, we deflecting, and other alumnus, I get y'all old. It's you gotta be aware of professionalism, like this, that you don't talk about your job before you even sign. Woo, woo, woo. Y'all don't know who this man is. Again, we have to do your research. This man has been a passionate man. And that's probably I would say every only downfall in this whole situation is how passionate he is. He's not gonna hold his tongue, he's not gonna sit back, and if he's upset, he's gonna let you know it. That's who he's been. I'm hurt, dog. Hell no, all right. That's who he is from college. And that goes into life. That's just who he is. That's how he's passionate. So as a school, you have a recruitment weekend. Apparently, they had 26 commits. So 26 recruits ready to commit that weekend to Ed Reed to play. The school wanted them to cancel the whole recruiting weekend when it's already parents getting off planes to come there. They want them to cancel the whole thing. That's not fair to the parents and the kids that spent this money to get there. Because I know y'all ain't funding the parents and kids to come there.
Because these ain't OVs. These are junior days and things of that nature and trying to get you prepared for National Signing Day. So these aren't paid for trips. And then on top of that, too, what really got me was HBCU Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go from trying to give a dissertation instead of just talking about, yeah, man, maybe we should have cleaned up the campus. Because that's what he talked about, was just being clean. He wasn't talking about other issues like y'all stealing money or not paying for this or that and the third. He wasn't talking about none of that. And then at that point in time, then what comes even further into focus is that you talk about a man with passion, or you don't like him swearing, or you don't want him to get on social media. Well, how you want him to get on social media for this, but not for that? Because you want him on social media to recruit your players, but you don't want him on social media to bring attention and light to subjects that make the college experience better for someone like him who graduated from your school.
And my whole thing is,
it's not better in his pockets. It's better in your experience.
To my knowledge. Now, if I'm wrong, somebody please tell me I'm wrong. But to my knowledge, in my years of going there, I ain't see no athletic team going around just free willy-nilly picking up trash, picking up tree limbs with no coach. I ain't seen it. I've seen community service. I get it. We're doing community service. And a lot of people doing it. Okay, maybe I see it. But just doing it and say, oh, we can do this every week. You got players saying we'll do it every week. I never seen that, nor have I heard that. That's going to show you that he came in. I'm crazy. I'm making men. I'm making men amongst boys. Like, we're making men. So if you're going to be here in my program, you under me, I'm going to make you a man. And I'm going to talk to you like a man. You got a lot of athletes or football players saying that. That man, we talked about life. We talked about being a man. We talked about this, we talked about that before he even coached it down. So he's investing in these kids. Before I even got paid. Let me say that. Before I even got paid, I'm investing. I'm playing chess with these kids. I'm doing all that I can. Someone just say, now you got these players coming back and coming out and like, now they speaking, now they signing petitions, and this is what they want. He
found somebody's wallet and turned it into them. Somebody put out a tweet to disparage this man for making sure his players aren't smoking marijuana. So they ain't passing so they can pass a drug test. He ain't sitting there trying to drug test them. You already know somebody's smoking weed, because if they're breaking it up and doing whatever they're supposed to be doing and rolling it, you can smell it on their fingertips. Somebody said that's CTE. He sounds like a drunk man with CTE. You're disparaging this man. Once he comes out and tells you the truth about yourself, now you're telling everybody he's crazy.
In the midst of all that with a wallet.
A man who literally is not known for big hits in the league or taking big hits. You're telling me that man has CTE, a ball hawk safety. Granted, everybody does. You get hit in the league. Don't get it twisted. But he ain't the one out there killing himself. He ain't that type of player. He ain't Brian Dawkins.
You got an intern president on the Roland Martin show talking about this and that. Then you got players come back. Look, man, we ain't even seen this man. First time I seen him is when he spoke at the banquet at Classic.
So
they say he been interim president for 2 years. I didn't even know who this guy was.
You just
I didn't even know who this guy was. So you talking about, well, I'm out at 19. So 2 years ago, I ain't know we were still on interim presidents. You feel me? So it's like, yeah, I'm out the loop like that, and I get it. And we got people talking about money issues, this and that, that and that.
That ain't a money issue to pick up trash.
That's where it stems from. Because when he went on his rant about shady stuff going on, that's without them saying, oh, he withdrew his name. So basically, you lying on me now. You don't want me here. You forcing me out. You lying on me. So now I'm working amongst Judas. Shady stuff is going on. So now you're attacking my character. So now I'm speaking on that. So now it's to the point where now it's too late now because he's just making the school look bad. But he on that rant, or I'm on us. Somebody said he went to school because he's on live and he's picking up trash. Or you went to school. I'm on us. But we can't pick up after ourselves. We got water bottles on the ground that we not picking up. That sounds like somebody trying to make sure the school is clean.
That's someone trying to show other parents that he's recruiting their young men to show that they're accountable for where they attend school and they're proud of it.
Exactly. So that's not money, but we just being sensitive. So everybody's talking about everybody getting out of emotions because Ed Reed did this, Ed Reed did that. So we got to be professional. You don't talk about a job that you ain't signed for, or you don't go to your job and talk to your boss like this, that, and the third. Ooh. You may not. Some people may.
But let me know the job that you've been hired for, that you showed up to the office or you went to the interview and they're showing you around the building and they're showing you where your desk is going to be and that desk is messy. Have you ever been there, even at Walmart?
And you took the job.
You
took the job. You even said, "Oh yeah, y'all can get that clean."
You get that tour around the building. Hey, this, that, and the third. I got firms recruiting me right now. They show me around their buildings, whether it be this top 5 banking institution, this top 5 banking institution, this independent practice. They're showing me their facilities. Hey, I got one that literally is, we're in this office today, but come across the hall and see what we're building next door that you're going to be a part of. Yeah. And it's all brand new paint, and they're going to show me your best.
Because this whole situation is wild and it's tough, and it's like you're going to have two sides no matter what the argument is, right? Because even still now, it's like, with just who Ed Reed is and him getting ready, knowing that Ed Reed is coming to coach, Charles Barkley donating bread. Mm-hmm. Then you talking about you got Shaq and others ready to donate bread. You got Edgerrin James, and to my knowledge, Ray Lewis is on campus as well. So you're bringing exposure and attention to the school because EJ made a whole video, them going in the cab and everything. It's showing you positive.
You got his network.
And you see
the people he's touched. His network is coming to touch you. That ain't never wanted to touch you.
Showing your school everything. You got even on that same video, he seen somebody with a Miami jacket on. Mm-hmm. He's stopping and talking to the kids. My homegirl, sis, KJ, impromptu interview. This man stopped in the interview with her. So I don't know if she posted yet, but she posted on the gram. And she was so excited because she saw the man by one of the doors and did an impromptu interview, and he did it. So it wasn't he was I'm still at Reed. I
only do it for my Instagram team. None of that.
No, because if I was able to show, if she had it on the reel, I will show you the reel right now on my phone because I seen it. So it's for me to see somebody I know I came into school with to be able to have something like that, bro, I'm all smiles. That's major. I'm jealous. I've been jealous. To be a student again, I've been jealous. So the impact this man could have had is overshadowed because it literally went from being on social media, picking up trash, to somebody saying something, basically attacking him, and we basically want him to make the high road, take the high road, and he did it. So he's like,
what's the high road to take to ask for a clean office?
So you tell me, how am I mutting us?
Yeah.
If I'm trying to I'm telling y'all that as us, as a school, we got to do better. So I'm mutting us because I want us to do better. I want us to be clean. I want us to get this stuff done. So I'm holding you accountable. But in that school, Bethune-Cookman University, my school, don't like to be on the scrutiny. They don't like to be on the screen. Don't want to be in the media. So this is where we got all this from. Oh, we don't want you here because now you bringing light to a lot of things. So now these kids, a lot of alumni.
Oh, and they protesting as we speak. They're already protesting on your campus. So if you saying a person like me who went to a PWI didn't have a voice in this, we don't know because we ain't never been there. Well, I got somebody on my podcast who shares a mic with me every week on Tuesdays. And he's saying the same thing. And then you got your own students on campus currently protesting.
Talking about
but his issues didn't matter. You want him to take the high road. What was the high road to take to ask for a clean office?
Yeah, cool. I'm getting stuff. These kids, they protest. It's not like Hail Mary. That's what we called our protest at the time. It was Hail Mary.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like I'm so much to the so I'm playing Hail Mary on the quad, on the speaker.
Yeah.
I'm playing Tupac on the quad.
Yo.
And yes, because they were like, oh yeah, we didn't protest on the app. We went to what it was. Well, let them kids do what they want to do. Yes, we might have did what we did, but this is their time to protest because they are there. This is their experience. So therefore, they feel wrong. So now you're seeing photos surface of mold and all this stuff.
It's not mold, it's mildew.
That's
what the?
Is that the same thing? That's why I was confused.
Scrubbing Bubbles talk about mold and mildew in their commercial.
And that's why I was confused. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, player, because it's been like that. Even when I was there, it's a whole dorm on campus. If we're gonna be candid, to be honest, I don't care. I'm gone, and it is what it is. This already here. Meg's been shut down since before I even got there. And that has mold and mildew in there if you want to go that way. And it's not even, it's a whole bunch of stuff in there. When are y'all going to take care of that? Y'all haven't. Because I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma. And our plot is right by Meg. So talking to old heads, older brothers used to be like, they were beloved because a lot of, Meg was a girls dorm. So a lot of girls just come out and the first thing you see is the Sigma plot. Yeah. And they were cool people and they would talk to the students and that and third. So it was beloved. Now that when I got all that mold and stuff and they had to move everybody out, he did nothing to fix that. That stayed that way. So these are issues that's been there. And because somebody's talking about trash, now we got an issue. Oh, it's because he's cussing? Oh, yeah, I'm a Big Brother Donnie, the band director, Donovan Wells. Big Brother Donnie.
Yeah.
Have you not heard this man? I haven't heard this man say some wild stuff to these band students. But
bro, it's still, what gets me is you're saying you don't like his approach, but all them other approaches, it looked like for a person who just left your school, them approaches didn't work.
And let's put it like this. You heard Big Brother Donnie say stuff on the Netflix special Marching Orders. So it's not like it's no surprise.
It's not even.
It's made national media attention. Oh, why they letting him talk to him like that? Why he talking to kids like that? Oh, y'all got the watered down version of Wells. It gets worse, but that was still fine to put on social media, right? Or Netflix, right? That was cool. Of him talking to his students, his band students like that. Then he talking about music. Like the music they playing. Excuse me? Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been on a plot. We had a big speaker. I wasn't playing clean music. I can recall one time I got told to play a different change of music. And I've been, at that time I was on campus. I became a member of Phi Beta Sigma in spring 18. I graduated in fall of 19. So all the times that we played music on the quad, on our plot, for 2 years, I've been told one time to play a different amount of music. So now, oh my God. And even now, I'm at home. I'm sorry, I got so because I said this. What's going on? Because we got cursing on campus at homecoming, whoever performing cursing on campus, music got cussing. And I said, oh, wait a minute. When I was in, that was a no-go. Wasn't no cussing in anything. Not a performance, not playing no music, not none of this. And I'm like, yo, what happened? What changed? Because that was my first, this year homecoming? What, last year? Now, last year homecoming was my first time back since the first homecoming we had after COVID. And so it's like, even still, it wasn't this. So I come back, and it's crazy I say this now, it's a year later. But even still seems so long, but a year later, it's 10 times worse than what I'm seeing. But we mad at his music.
We're mad at what you're mad at is, and what they're trying to demean him for is, you're trying to call this man insane or suffering from a debilitating disease. You're trying to disparage this man just because he has the celebrity and the platform to actually bring about a real change agent, and he was doing the work from the jump.
We're mad because his on camera, he's
validated already. He's already been validated, and he's not a social media type of person.
He's not. So I'm saying that if you see him, his passion just jump out. Somebody talking, that's him.
Who
he is. He's never been anything different. He's never changed for anybody. So again, you have to do your research. Oh, this is who we want. I seen something today. So this is who we want as a head coach. This man is crazy. This is Ed. That's how passionate and outspoken he has been his whole career, bro.
He's a good human. And I didn't want to bring it up because, you just don't want to seem like you're too partial to him. But like I've met most of the Miami staff, the current Miami staff right now, including him. And Mike Rumpf, who's in the front office over in Miami and things of that nature. I met them because they came through University of Miami Hospital. My wife, she had a lot of procedures done, University of Miami Hospital, right in Gables. The parking garage overlooks the practice field. They come over there 2 to 3 times a month just to greet patients as they're walking through the building with their players. And so do the staff. And I met Ed Reed. I met Mike Rumpf. I've met all of them. Like, all of those people are not doing it for social media. They're just not. So for you to think that this man was doing it for social media, no, he was just trying to invoke change in a place that could have used some change. And it's a different scenario. Now he and Prime are friends, but it's a different scenario for Prime. Like Prime has been on camera for 3 different reality shows now. 4 different reality shows, not to mention him being on NFL Network all them years. So he's had one with his kids. He's had one with Babyface Edmonds' ex-wife, Tracy Edmonds. He's had one at Jackson. Now he's had one in Colorado. So he's had 4 different reality TV shows.
He's getting a whole bunch of training for the camera.
For the camera. So the Ed Reed trying to be like Prime thing, that ain't it. Ed Reed has not been on camera since the last time he was on camera. Before this, was giving his Hall of Fame speech.
And you not you talking, nobody talking back to you.
Yeah, that was the last time that he was on camera by request.
Because we want him, so we're upset because we want him to look a certain way on camera for our institution. And I can see what y'all saying and where y'all coming from, but at the same time, you have to know your party. You have to know who you're hiring, because we were all so excited for this hiring.
A week ago.
We was all so excited about who we had bringing in. But it's crazy. As soon as he starts speaking on stuff, as soon as he went on social media to speak on issues, which a lot of us do. A lot of us talk about our university on social, everywhere, to other people outside of the campus. Oh yeah, all HBCUs had that problem. All HBCUs got this problem financially. Oh, we all had this, we had that. Oh, they all cut the grass. We can do that, right? Because we went there. So we get somebody that did not go to HBCU, played in the league, went to a predominantly white institution to play college ball. So now that he's there and he's speaking on issues, we immediately jump down on him like, nah.
Instead of saying, why not us? Why can't we have what he came from?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we take some of that input? Because he was literally chief of staff of a program.
And like, that dictates the culture of a program.
And he literally was doing the work. Like, so this ain't no title that he just had. No, he was doing things.
We talked a lot about University of Miami. And as a Florida State fan, he can tell you within the last 2 years, you can see a shift. Is it going to happen overnight as we talk about on and off air? No, it's going to take time, as we discussed. But he was part of this culture shift at the University of Miami now. So, and it kills me because even after the rant, the man went there and apologized. The man went and apologized. I'm pretty sure y'all want him to apologize, and he did it. So, for whatever reason, whatever limelight it got, he apologized, cleared the air. Y'all still want him to go. It might have tarnished the reputation and legacy of the school. No, y'all been did that. We just ain't go viral and go crazy with Hail Mary because we didn't have nobody to that level to make it go crazy.
Y'all ain't in the middle of nowhere. Jackson State is in the middle of nowhere. Prime lived an hour away from the campus. Mm-hmm. Bethune is in the middle of good places.
Come on. So it's going crazy now. These students going out to like we weren't going out to outlets to sit here, we're doing this. No, these kids know the opportunity that school just had, the chance for limelight for their student athletes at that school, not just that program, but multiple programs, because we're donating money. That means the whole school is getting bread. So not only is the concert crowd and the band bringing in bread, the mass department bringing in bread by what they do. You got these outside donors that we've been asking for years. Why everybody keep donating to Clark? Why everybody keep donating to Howard, Spelman, all these big schools, HBCUs? You're about to get that now. You have somebody that apologize. Okay, I shouldn't have done that, said that. Woo, I apologize. Let me coach a game and show you what the impact that I can have. Let me show you what we can do. We want the players. We want the whole pipeline to the league or these D1 single A transfers coming in and make this program great to bring in funds for this program, more money games for your school. Think about it. You talk about business.
You didn't even let them get into the transfer portal, which even makes it even worse because you look at a school like Georgia Southern, who brought in 20 players from the transfer portal who went to places like Texas A&M, #1 class in the nation, Northwestern, Syracuse, Texas, Florida, like UCF. They got Memphis players. They got all these players from Georgia Southern that you could have had in the second transfer window. There were over 3,000 players that entered the portal. Only 1,526 found new locations.
So many
and you got Ed Reed, who could pull players that you normally couldn't get on your campus. And now you get a chance to get them there.
I feel like he didn't get a chance. We did wrong by him by not giving him a chance. Yes, it came out rocky. But at the same time,
if he's still there, it's still a story. And if it's still a story, then he's having a chance to rectify said story. And you didn't even give him an opportunity. You don't even get the eyeballs no more. You know what you get? You get the Roland Martin show, and then you're going to be in poof, back to irrelevancy.
What this can turn into. If these kids really, real deal serious.
Oh, there will be lawyers.
I want to say it's going to be lawyers. Them boys might not even play the game. Mm-hmm. They can get that ugly. And then we talking about a Morehouse situation now? We talking about a Morehouse situation now?
And nobody wants that. Nobody even at a PWI wants that.
So that's the risk. These players are signing a petition and people aren't going on social media. Oh, the football players could have put that letter through Grammarly or something. So now we bashing. Now we bashing because we have our opinion on what we want or what we side with. No, we decide with, okay, a mistake was made. If that's what you feel, a mistake was made from what he said and how he said it. The man apologized. Let's be adults. I went on the platform and said something. I went back on the very same platform and said something. I ain't have a silent apology. I ain't apologize to y'all and then go back and say something. I apologize to the multitudes that see what I do. And so now that y'all defame my character, then I go back on social media. So people, where's the social media team? Why he keep doing this? Stay on social media. I don't know. Yes, I have yet to see and ever see Ed Reed this involved in social media. I don't know what happened or what changed. But at the same time, if you defaming somebody's character or attacking them.
You know why? Because those clowns on social media who think they know more than him really came at him. So he's coming back at them at social media.
Nobody like it.
And nobody likes when somebody pokes you back. And what makes it even worse for me is that nobody wants the end result that you were talking about. What people wanted to see was, could he uplift your program than just being a whipping boy for Miami the first week of the season?
We had 1 year, 2015, last great year. Yes, we define our season as a we win classic. We had a successful year. But we had 1 year. We went 9-2 my freshman year. After that, decline. No disrespect to Sims. As a person, I had a couple of conversations with Coach Sims. We went to the same bar, all that. I would talk with Coach. But on field production, decline, to the point where the last 2 years, the year before last, oh, snap. Yeah, we know we can lose classic. It's foregone conclusion. Year before that, we might lose. Oh, snap, we done won? Oh, how would it just happened? So we're not even like, oh, everybody's not super confident. You're going to have someone that's we a fan, we at school, yeah, we're going to win. Then you got someone that actually watched the game realistic, and now we can get whooped.
Now, here's the kicker, right? You don't have Ed Reed there. Let's just talk about just straight football. You don't have Ed Reed there now. Ed Reed was going to bring you notoriety as far as getting transfer portal players, getting recruits. Here's a recruit that is literally about to commit to Florida State, and his dad coached at Bethune. You think his dad wouldn't have looked at Bethune again? L.J. McCray, his dad was a coach just recently there. If Ed was there, that's a battle where you can get your comeuppance against Florida State, just like Jackson did against Florida State. But you got this kid who's literally a 4-star, 5-star type talent.
But see, and even still, if you bring back football, let's look at this. This is all transpiring, right? You had all these kids ready to commit, right? Signing day is a couple weeks away. We don't even have a coach. We don't have a coach. And my finna.
You don't even have an interim. You don't have a program.
We don't have nothing. And we got all this going on right now. And this is No, it's not just on Ed Reed. This is on everybody. Everybody got a part in this. We got to take care of each other and do it the right way. So, boom, you had a coach that's he's not letting himself, he's very vocal. I get it. Y'all don't like that. Y'all ain't had that. Y'all want a puppet. Y'all ain't got that. I'm sorry. There's no puppet that goes with the agenda and push the agenda. He's not that. So now you let him go. For one, I've been talking with y'all for a couple weeks about my contract that we just can't come to terms on. So it's already like, bro, like when he said I should leave, he talking about y'all money, y'all I should leave. Bro, I've been here working for free. I'm coming out of my pocket for these kids. All this, and I ain't even getting paid. So sign the day is a couple weeks away. We ain't got no coach. Bring that man back is my plea to y'all. Take Pride out the way, board of trustees, whoever. You feel me? This is all negative media attention. Fix it. If he wants to come back, bring him back. Make amends. Have a grown adult sit down and go from there. But don't sit here and don't ratify his contract that y'all couldn't ratify because y'all couldn't come to terms. I don't know what side, what party couldn't come to terms or who numbers was off, but fix it.
Fix it.
Fix it.
Because it don't look good for
either side. Right
either
now,
side.
bro.
It just don't look good. And what makes it even worse is that it's just nobody wants this, but you think that people want to see y'all fail.
And these kids are suffering. That's who's losing right now. It is these kids. And we don't, a lot of people don't want, we talking about all this and that.
Mm-hmm.
What about these athletes?
Yeah, where they gonna go? Where they gonna go? Because the portal will open back up again for 2 weeks in April. And that's it. So they have no way
They gotta go back home.
They gotta go back home with no coaches.
Until they transfer. They're not even on the campus. Not even in school. If they know, I can withdraw my name from the portal. You in the portal. Window closed. Am I correct?
Yeah. And even if you have your scholarship, the scholarship is ratified by the coach every year. It's an individual contract year by year for 4 to 5 years.
Let's think about these kids, man.
So that's another thing too that they ain't even trying to trip on. Let's get to the big three. Big three, Florida State basically is doing interviews with their new people that came from the portal. Mm-hmm. Jordan Travis, of course, spoke as well. Jordan Travis flat out told everybody, they got a Heisman campaign for him, but he ain't trying to win a Heisman, he's trying to win a championship. Mm-hmm. And that's just the type of thing I like to see in my school. University of Florida finally released Jaden Rashada from his deal with his LOI. So now he can go and sign elsewhere. He visited Arizona State with Kenny Dillingham, a former Florida State offensive coordinator. He also has plans to visit UCLA and Oregon and also Colorado, I believe. So Prime ain't hard to find. Prime ain't hard to find. And if he gets the trifecta, he has knocked off all big three schools for their top player in their classes.
Yeah, because he just flipped Kamani.
And I let you get that.
Nah, I told you. I'm glad it's over.
He's just glad it's over.
I'm glad the saga is over. It was going to happen. Do it. Just don't string us along. But at the same time it happened, it is what it is. That class just falls to 7. Mm-hmm. You still got a great class with or without him. So that is what it is. But they also just got another transfer from Iowa that's been on campus for a week now, but actually just made it official yesterday. Terry. So they say he played 4 games and were hurt for the rest of the season, but he graded out at 79.
Yeah, he hasn't played much, but he's been playing for a really good coach in Iowa. So I'm not even – Iowa's defense, if you pick off an Iowa player, great. He's been coached well. Not even – he might be your starting corner over Brown.
And that's why. But even still.
If you got Brown and him,
you're adding depth.
So I don't think he's depth. I think he's really good.
He could plug and play. Yeah. But at the same time, my whole thing is in that room.
Mm-hmm. You need it.
It was because last year, you got to think about as far as experience-wise and people-wise, that room was thin. So you're putting young guys on the field. So now you got Devontae Brown, you got Terry Brown. That's now 2 veteran guys in that room amongst your guys that was already there. So you just adding a mix amongst your young guys.
No, I think it's a really good pickup. I just hope Phil Steele doesn't mess him up.
That's Kevin Steele and John and Gaddis. We still don't know, so we got to figure out. So that's what the big 3, man.
Another high-profile thing that happened over the weekend when it came to college football is Nick Saban basically told his defensive coordinator to go play with Lane Kiffin over in Ole Miss. So
Bill O'Brien is with the Patriots now.
Yeah. So look, the way it's looking like it's going with Alabama, the rumors that I'm hearing is Jim Leonard may be the defensive coordinator, and be the full-on secondaries coach for Nick Saban. He'll get to call the defense, but of course Nick is going to have a lot to do with it. but it will be his defense, and that will probably get him into a better job. The name on the offense I'm hearing is recently fired Arizona head coach Cliff Kingsbury, but he over in Bora Bora or the Philippines right now, living his best life. His social media is amazing.
That boy said, I got a one-way ticket.
Yo, people thought his house during the NFL draft during COVID was nice.
Nah, that boy
Yo, that man said, hey, I ain't got a coach. Y'all just gave me a contract. But that's who they're targeting, it looks like. And that would be a home run hire, again, for Nick Saban, who always makes home run hires like
Todd
this.
Monken is, away from he's a name for the NFL teams now for offensive coordinator. So Monken can be going from Georgia. So that's two of the powers making changes on the offensive, like the major offensive and defensive roles. So we kind of see if Monken leaves Georgia and see how he with Tampa.
Hey, look, man,
I would love for him back to be at Tampa.
I would love for Monken to just go back to the league in general because we got a tight end that we recruited, and we tired of him taking every tight end in the nation. Man, look, with all due respect, like seriously, Tom Monken is an amazing coordinator.
He uses tight ends too.
Yeah,
he uses them some series.
He does. Look, UGA is still UGA. I think did I pick them to win the title again next year? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but if it's way too early, that's where I'm going. If it's way too early, that's where I'm going.
Yeah, look.
Somebody talking about some Alabama. No, it's Georgia time to run college football. Finally have it. It's gonna happen.
It's so hard to win 3 in a row, though.
It is.
It really is, and
it is.
Like I knew back to back was happening. It's so hard to win 3 in a row. I can't say way too early right now, but I'm leaning now, just like you. I think that's I think that's it for on the podcast.
We kind of went on a little tangent there, and
we deserved it. We had a full show,
and I'm gonna clip some of this stuff, and I might put it on my social just to get some alumni, man.
Yeah, just go get a man for me. Give me some of them so I can put that on mine too.
I'm gonna run some feathers. Spot the Ball podcast takes on this every situation, and I have somebody we can talk business. We can talk business.
Yeah.
You want to talk about how it works with college football and scholarships? We can talk that. If you want to sit down and have a conversation and let some steam out, we can be on StreamYard and put it on the show. That's up to you.
And if you want the HBCU, you want somebody who know HBCUs.
And they might tell me I don't know nothing.
Oh my God.
Tell me I don't know nothing. I'm just speaking on I was a student. I'm not looking into this and that with born treasury, this and that. I just know my experience and what I feel like these kids are thinking now because I was once in their shoes. And I wasn't getting hurt, and my opinion didn't matter. So right now, they protesting, and it's just more viral now than us. Y'all feel like we had a more effective protest. We didn't garner national media attention. So in my mind, this is a more effective protest because now you finally got the attention of everybody. Roland Martin. And you got Ed Reed, football players and the intern president on that, and it's circling all through Twitter. And everybody, NFL reporters, college reporters, everybody talk about it. This is more effective because they talk about Ed Reed first, now the kids protesting. Now they talk about the kids protesting. So you got a coach fired. Now the kids getting their attention.
He didn't even get hired, let alone fired.
So this is more effective. I love Hail Mary. I love our movement. But let them kids have their day and their moment and their time. They will. And, I meant to mention this. I'm sorry. We're still going. Camp security trying to block off the quad and the Whitehall, all the entrance and stuff for the protest. So you telling me, again, this is a school that's not doing right or not doing wrong by these kids? If I'm trying to do something, y'all locking stuff off and blocking stuff and this, that, and third, so we can't do? And they still did it anyway. Them kids gonna have their way. They had a better process. I'm sorry. Sign out alumnus. They got a better one. This is Spot the Ball Podcast. I'm your boy, Willie Love III. This is my guy,
Ron Wells.
And we'll see y'all next week on another one. Peace.